Kilpailussa mukana Ramirent. Kotikatsomon eväät tarjoaa Kotipizza.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Prodigy Pro Tour final round here at Tali. This coverage is brought to you by Natural Born Disc Golf. Thank you guys for sharing your coverage with us here at Gatekeeper Media. My name is Mitch Phillips, and joining me is Hayden Riccard. We are the hosts of Parked Podcast. I'm ready to get into this final nine, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Väinö.
Yeah, we're excited to see Väinö Mäkelä. Haven't seen him on the coverage yet, making a charge. Starting out leading right now at minus 14, Ville Ahokas lighting up last round with 8 down.
Even with 3 bogeys, he's still at the top.
Yep. Shooting at minus 9, we have Niklas Anttila, familiar face we saw in round 1. And here is Väinö Mäkelä, currently at minus 12. Had a great streak of 5 birdies there in the middle, sponsored by Prodigy Disc.
And Väinö and Niklas, only 1 bogey for the round.
Mm-hmm. Rounding
really
out our
impressive.
card, we have Joonas Aalto, sponsored by Prodigy as well. And it's tied at the top here. We may see some charges off the second card here, but definitely a little bit of distance away from that chase card. Albeit on the final day, the nerves are here. It's definitely possible. You're hoping to take an eagle here on the par 5, a hole 1, 709 feet. The play here really is a mid-range. We saw some players even go for a putter off the tee. Get yourself into good footing to be able to throw a turnover backhand or a forehand to this green to maybe start your round off with an eagle. We saw some players throw a forehand. If you are a forehand dominant player, it definitely is a possibility to really get really far down in the fairway, but I think we're going to see a lot of our players here throw that touch backhand.
Hopefully this gets...
Ooh.
It sat down, didn't go OB, so I think that's really well, but he's going to be a little bit out of place to reach the green.
Yeah, eagle really not in the cards there for Ville after that unfortunate landing of his disc there. And here's Niklas Anttila going with the mid-range play. You can hear that wind definitely more than the previous 2 days.
I don't think he's going to like where he's at just because he's pinched, but maybe he has a line through those trees.
Väinö going with a putter, I believe.
Yeah. Just a putter. Get up to the fairway as far as you can, but stay clean so you have a good shot to the basket. I think Joonas is matching him as well with the putter or mid-range.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a weird air bounce there at the end of it, kind of putting him a little bit off to the right.
I think you're going to see more wind on this round today.
Mm-hmm. And Väinö, a familiar face, we actually were able to meet him at the United States Championships this past year in 2021. Has come over, one of the few players we've been able to watch here, the first stop of the Prodigy Pro Tour that has come to America, as we see that weird footing get the best of Ville.
I think at best is par here.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Väinö was one of the few people from the European scene to get over and play some tournaments here in America. And I know this next year coming up, we're going to have a lot more come over.
Yeah, I'm
with
hoping
the COVID
so.
restrictions.
Yeah, as stuff's starting to maybe lift a little bit over in Europe. That's the hope for sure, because being able to see these players with their skill.
That goes OB into the other fairway. That's unfortunate from Väinö.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. Maybe rotate a little bit too much. Niklas going full stretch. That takes patent pending to another level with that amount of distance reached out.
I mean, that's as best as you could do from where he was. Like I said, he was cut off.
Yeah, disc selection is so key in that type of shot, not throwing something too overstable where you really need to get a lot on it because there's not a lot of power coming through, but getting a perfect pull there.
Needs to sit, and that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Be a par putt for Ville.
Probably not what he wanted, but good result.
Great touch there from Niklas.
Yeah. That was really great. Great upshot. Good touch. Not leaking it a little bit long. I wonder if Väinö has an option to go through the trees. I don't know if he has to pitch out. Playing with the ground play. Should be able to get up and down for there.
Yeah, it's
First
going to put
par.
him in a good spot. This is a par 5 here, so we are going to have some birdie looks.
The only par 5 on the course.
Mm-hmm.
Good solid stroke from Niklas.
Yeah, being off the fairway, going to that patent pending, getting himself in a good spot, setting himself up still for the birdie here on hole 1.
Good par after going OB.
Mm-hmm. Being a par 5, there is some room for error here. I think being a par 4 would make the players push maybe a little bit more, but
I think
being
so
a
as
par
well.
5 to start off the round gives you that chance at eagle, but it also lets you have a little bit more relaxation in your stroke. You're not too worried about picking up a big number on that first hole.
Nothing's wrong with getting a birdie on this hole for sure.
There's never anything wrong with getting a birdie.
Moving on to hole 2. Talk about getting a birdie on this one would be fantastic. Par 4, 390 feet with a triple mando, landing where the drone just left, and you protected green again. We've seen this again and again. Players getting stuck in that left side of the trees just behind the mando and getting really not an unfortunate spot to, I guess, go for the basket.
Yeah, this hole really does demand a specific tee shot, as somehow Ville makes it through and gets into a great spot.
I mean,
but it definitely demands you not to make the corner, but to get deep enough into the mouth of the fairway here and through the triple mando, of course. But just getting all the way down there, that looks like a great shot.
Get the skip.
Hitting the fence there.
There's
Gonna
netting
be
there. There's netting there, so it doesn't
be an
hit the fence.
Interesting lie there for Niklas.
Does he do the same thing he did on the hole 1 there?
He's going to have to
Step
go to
out?
some kind of patent pending, yeah.
Get through. Get through. Good.
Good kick.
All you want to do is get through and not take a stroke
Right.
and work your way down towards the green.
Just really
snuck
testing the ceiling
underneath.
there.
I think he's going to have a cutoff shot here, but he's safe.
Fairway is so specific. You can see players jump putting to the correct landing zone. We saw last round on coverage, players jump putting from the drop zone just to get in position. You know, the classic play, you got to jump putt on a par 4.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of your shots, you're supposed to jump putt on par 4s, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Do you like how it's demanding from the get-go?
I love it. I think it makes players really, you don't have time to settle in on a course like this. The designer here is just knowing that these players that are playing this level of course are some of the top in the world, and not really giving them a chance to, get warmed up, be able to get feeling good about it. You immediately have to be throwing phenomenal shots. We've seen a couple players on coverage so far be able to pick up the first 3. We've also seen players, get an eagle and then go double bogey. As Niklas almost finds the out of bounds there on his upshot, going to that patent pending. Ooh,
Almost rings it. If it had a little bit more height, I think that was going in.
Hitting the box underneath though.
That's such a tough angle to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a good birdie look.
Yeah, par here is a great score. What's this hole averaging this round?
This hole is averaging 4.16, just barely over par.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. I think that's the same average on each other round as well. What a putt from Niklas. From
Bring
the knee.
it up for the birdie here on hole 2.
count that one, and we've got the Coti Pizza slow-mo from the knee.
Oh my goodness.
Couldn't do it any better.
Do you think in all this Prodigy Pro Tour with the Coti Pizza slow-mos, we're ever going to see someone do a pizza toss for the Coti Pizza slow-mo?
I don't know. Maybe you should reach out to them and ask them if they're going to do that.
They should. Any time you get a turbo putt, which is rare, of course.
I mean, it's got to be an overcooked pizza, right?
It's true.
It's not going to fly anywhere if there's toppings on it.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
We apologize for that.
Getting in the depth there.
Oh, we're hungry.
Oh, man.
Moving into hole 3, par 4, 574 feet. Very, very, very demanding tee shot. No mandatory here, but getting through this initial gap is all you're really going to ask for, trying to get to this open space. And then you're going to throw usually a backhand hyzer or the right-handed player up to this green that is sloped downwards. We've seen a lot of our players take some brutal kicks in previous rounds, even finding the road almost and having to throw over the top again and again. So getting through this initial gap, maybe with an understable fairway driver, using the entire fairway from left to right is going to be the play. So close there from Niklas.
That looked really good out of the hand, but I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble up in there.
Here we have Ville. Almost finding a way all the way through.
That was on a line towards that tree.
See if Väinö can correct
I think
off
he's
of the
going
rest of
with
the
an
card here.
F3?
Not too bad of a kick, though. Could have been a lot
Still
worse.
can be trouble down there. Get the corner. Oh, I think I cursed him. My bad.
Sorry, Väinö.
Still a great stroke. I think if that misses that tree, that's under the basket.
Yeah, it should be in a good spot for par. Here you have Ville.
I think he's just
Touchy
taking his
forehand.
medicine,
Yep.
getting out.
Setting himself up for that next shot for sure. Niklas having to go to the patent pending once again.
Got out to the fairway.
Mm-hmm. There's that sky hyzer play from Joonas. Gosh, we've seen a couple of those
That is the
covered so
second
far.
one so far,
Yeah.
and that was money.
Let us know in the comments if you're from Finland or from Europe what you guys call that. We have a lot of debate here in the States of the land shark, the tombstone, depending on where you're at. But that is a thing of beauty to throw a spike hyzer here on the par 4 and have a nice tap-in birdie. Niklas was such an enjoyable stroke to watch. He has that nice weight shift. He comes up on his front foot as he pulls through the chest. Just even on the small touchier shots, he still sticks to his entire routine. Really makes sure he's getting that weight shift all the way through.
That is a great standstill shot by Väinö. Tap in par.
It's a good par there from Ville. Niklas also finding the par here on hole 3. Picking up the lone birdie there is Joonas. Yeah, this hole averaging right at par, 4.1 for this round, so pretty standard.
Moving on to hole 4, par 3, 358 feet. This one, again, you're going to see the Sky Anheuser shot. turnover, trying to hit the landing. But again, this green is really fast, and also it's got a death putt on the back end. So you really just want to make sure you match the hillside and not go too far.
Yeah, we've seen some of our players take some brutal rollaways, what we thought was a great upshot or a great drive. But sometimes we can find that if you finish down the hill, you have a lot easier of a putt coming back, and you can actually run it. This looks like a great speed. Catching some of the top there.
I also like the low line and skipping up and using that ground play. But you do have the risk of going too far and going downhill.
Yeah, and with that wind a little bit more today. Nothing too crazy. Nothing like a Kansas or anything, but it definitely is affecting those high, especially turning and either shots when you're revealing the bottom of the disc.
Is that high enough?
Maybe? Some frustration out of the hand.
Got through. It's going to be way short, but I think he's going to have a look to lay up for the par.
It's a good tree there. He definitely would have continued right. No, he had a weird cut roll down the hill. Let's see if Väinö can put one on the green here to redeem his card mates. A little bit of a lower line.
Don't know where Väinö ended up. Maybe he got caught up in some trees.
And that's just going to be a bunch of layups here. Maybe a little bit of a run for our players here on the right side. But again, just knowing that the rollaway is so in play here. Here we find Väinö's drive just a little bit short right. Pretty common place to land. Ville after putting on a putting clinic in round 2. Oh, just short.
It looked like it had a chance. Maybe a half bid.
Yeah, it's either going to be a half bid or no bid from over there.
Yeah, no one wants to play with what's downhill.
So we're going to see all our players taking for the par putt here. Niklas just taking his time, knowing that every putt counts here when you're tied at the top. And Ville tapping in the last par here on hole 4.
I like par on this hole. It's all I'm going to be going after.
Moving on to hole 5, par 4, 525 feet. Very demanding tee shot, as the theme of this course really is. This one you're going to have a right-hand backhand. And lefties are going to have a lot of trouble here, but you want to land right where this hard-packed dirt is, kind of setting yourself up for that second shot. I love the course design here where you really have a lot of two-shot par 4s that are maybe not the longest of par 4s, but they really demand specific landing zones. And once you find that landing zone, you're going to want to throw a turnover to the right side to finish near the basket. We have Joonas Aalto. You're going to see a lot of players disc down here too to make sure they don't have too much of a skip. Getting a good roll though.
Yeah, you definitely just want to land in this low level, flat ground right there and have an upshot to the basket. Playing a hyzer shot. That looks perfect from Niklas. Again, I hope it stayed clean. That bounced real quick to the right.
I guess that's the mistake that can be made, and just
with a high speed driver.
With a wider speed disc, you're gonna have A little bit early there from Ville. Gets a roll out to the right a little bit. That's going to be an interesting second shot.
Väinö going with his trusty mid-range.
Finding that early as well.
I think it's a touchy shot. I mean, you got to worry about your distance, but also the angle.
Oh, sit
Please
down.
sit. He's safe, I believe, but he's stuck next to that cable and down in a ditch. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, these players really struggling here on hole 5.
That needs to get down before it goes over the road.
Gonna find a similar, everything just kind of filtering down there to the right side of that little gully. Let's see if Joonas can maybe correct the card here a little bit. Very overstable approach disc there. Stays safe on the left side though. Our second shot here from the gully. It's Ville catching the tree. Does he find the out of bounds? Nope, he stays safe.
This one's...
Oh, he does. No, he does find the out of bounds.
Wow.
A little late there. My fault.
This hole's been playing just a little bit over par. As you can see, the difficulty of the angle and everybody leaking a little bit left and right off the fairway.
Yeah, which is surprising on coverage so far. And we saw in previous rounds, this hole definitely played a little bit simpler.
Yeah, there weren't that many people that went OB on this one. I think just one from
Not what we had seen.
round 2.
Mm-hmm. Great upshot there from Ville after finding the unfortunate out of
Please
bounds.
sit.
And he's going to have an interesting straddle putt.
He's not getting lucky off this hole. It'll be a little bit of a tester.
Väinö
For
having to do
Väinö.
2 jump putts here on the par 4 of hole 5.
Yep, just laying up.
Yeah. Hitting the pole.
Almost
sit.
another highlight reel.
This hole definitely has specific places where discs just filter through.
I think if that tree was not there, it was going into the road for sure.
Yeah. You see the players trying to figure out who's where and marking it, getting out of the way.
I mean, do you play behind or you? Yeah,
Ville's gonna get up in there.
yeah. I was gonna be like, you're just gonna
And
have to go ground
he's
play.
He's a taller, bigger guy to get all the way in.
It's a fun shot.
God, is he going? He got to go forehand.
Yeah.
All right, the way he was holding that, I thought he was going to go forehand putter.
No, I would do exactly what it's doing. Get your foot set and then just
Try
try to.
one with the tree.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep, that's unfortunate there.
It's the benefit of having long legs, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both the players not able to convert there from the bush. Seeing some high numbers here for our lead card in this hole.
Definitely. Did not think this one was going to get to them. I thought more of the front 3 would get to them more than these back ones or middle pack of holes. Moving on to hole 6, par 3, 417 feet. This one again, I mean, if you get the right shot with the flip up, you can get down the fairway very far and have a look for the birdie. But this is a tough par 3, man.
Yeah, we saw Ville absolutely just perfect this hole. Got the nice line follow flight from him. It was really cool to see him just use the entire fairway. And that's really what you're going to have to do on this hole. To get 417 feet, you're going to have to use the entire fairway left to right to get the distance and then just match the ground play. As we see Joonas here almost pin high.
I think that was full hyzer shot, but that
not as much turn as we've seen a lot of other players do.
No. But a solid stroke there.
Just a bit too left there from Niklas.
Waiting on the late turn. Väinö's throwing a fairway driver here. Get through. I threw a little bit of that green monster that's holding those discs sometimes.
Just a little bit early.
That's going OB.
Very unfortunate here for Ville.
That's a hard shot to get distance on.
Yeah, Niklas has gone to that patent pending time and time again.
That's
We're only 6 holes in
now.
Yeah, on almost every hole.
Shows you what this course can do to you if you don't stay on the fairway.
I think also the more that we've watched this course is they've used this property to the fullest. So a lot of this out of bounds is actually just other fairways. They've decided to, for the pace of play and for safety of the players, they've pushed this out of bounds maybe a little tighter than they would have liked. But I enjoy it. I think it adds a different feel when you know there's a chance to go out of bounds on nearly every hole. Just getting up there for a look to save the bogey. Niklas doing the same. Really interesting putt here. Oh, yeah.
That is a great putt.
Full step out. Great
Good birdie,
commit there
though.
from Joonas.
Only a handful of people in this round got a birdie on this one.
Yeah, less than 10. What did this whole average this round?
3.31.
Ooh, almost kicking all the way through. So we have, I believe, 2 bogeys and 2 birdies here on hole 6.
You got to think Ville in his head is just like, man, if I could just stay clean, make my putts, I can come back from that 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of golf left, but time's definitely starting to run out as we come to hole 7, par 3, 371 feet. This hole, very similar shot to the hole played before, but a little bit more room to work that left to right motion. Being in 370 feet, you're going to see a lot of players in that fairway range. Maybe if they're really feeling it, jump into a mid-range just to get a little more control, a little bit more ground play. But we definitely see a lot of discs filter into that left tree line.
This is something that a lot of players struggled with, was the height. I think getting the height and matching it correctly is definitely something you want to do for this one to get down there. But, hey, you're in the fairway. Take your strokes when you can.
Väinö going with that same fairway driver.
That is a late flip.
Giving it a run nearly.
Sit down.
Staying safe. Yep.
I think that's the first full drive we've seen actually get down there past the basket.
Yep. Takes a very specific height, and Väinö definitely finds it.
This is looking really good, too. A little early, but it's down there.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, Niklas just mastering that left to right, just late turning shot with those fairway drivers. We talked
He's
about
really
it in
good at
previous
that.
rounds to watch a lot of these players here. It's a skill and a type of shape of shot that's really not needed on a lot of American courses. How do you feel about that? Do you think having courses maybe designed in this way is just is a regional thing, or do you think it's more of just a style of play?
I think it's just style of play. But, I mean, you're definitely right. Not a lot of the American courses are set up that way, but I like it if it to be set up that way because it challenges you more.
It changes your bag completely. You're needing that understable fairway, that understable mid-range.
And you know these players are changing their bag based off courses.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that's what everybody should do.
Oh, that definitely had a chance there from Ville before
think
he
so?
hit that last tree. Oh, yeah. He was dialed in round 2.
I mean, that was almost 100 feet.
Joonas just laying up there. There's Väinö for a birdie look.
Trying to put another one in the...
Yes. Väinö finds himself back under par here for this final round. Niklas also with a look for birdie. Oh,
Give it to him.
And having back-to-back bogeys, really wanting that birdie stroke to come back to par. Or sorry, to go back under par.
You can see the frustration as he's walking up to his disc.
Mm-hmm. With a third of the final round gone, he's knowing that par is not going to put him on the podium.
Moving on to hole 8, par 3, 292 feet. One of the shorter holes we've got here. You can see most of the players just play a putter with the backstop there or mid-range, just trying to match the grade of this. Where the basket is sitting is treacherous. My bad. Wrong use of word. But just want to sit there and hit the gap and not roll away.
Yeah, and there's that barrier there on the right side that kind of gives you that opportunity to have the backstop. Väinö going with what I believe is a Glow PA3, is what it looks like. Very, very, very broken in.
Mine does not fly like that.
No. Yeah, it's a phenomenal shot there.
Yeah. See Niklas going with a mid-range.
Yeah, he has that natural just hyzer release. But throwing something maybe a little bit more overstable.
Gets the...
Oh, with
gets
a phenomenal tree kick there at the end.
I think if he missed that tree, it was going OB, or he's going to be behind that backstop.
Which we haven't seen any players so far find this hole to go too long.
No. Another great shot. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
You got
Being
out the
inside
gap.
circle. Yep. One of the shorter holes in the course here, but still a demanding gap.
I love how we always naturally just think, hey, just throw it straight. There's a lot of different ways to get there, though,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, we saw an Anheuser release with an overstable disc.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Joonas right there throw a very understable disc with that late turning shot.
Everybody's in.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody's got a chance at birdie.
Yep. There's Ville looking to try to get closer to par here. Yep. Gosh, I love watching his putting stroke. Just
It almost
nose
turns
up.
into slow-mo
Mhm.
at the end when it's coming towards the
It
basket.
has almost a Simon Lizotte-esque angle to it where it just kind of is on that nose up the entire time and it's just slowly pushing forwards. But on
Mhm.
camera, if you're looking at it on a different angle, it
You think
almost
it's
has
short.
that slow motion
Yeah, it does.
continuation to it.
I
But
could
it's-
agree with that very well.
Yeah, it's
Watching
working
Simon in person, you can definitely tell that's
Mhm.
Simon-esque.
Yeah, on camera it looks really quick, but in person it has that very controlled, very just persistent and like particular release to it. And that comes from more of a frisbee background, I feel
Yeah.
like, more than a disc golf background.
I think so.
Knowing how to control the nose of a disc.
Well, we got a star frame.
Man, that's definitely one to do it on. To be able to not get a birdie on a par 3 that's under 300 feet is not the most fun. Moving on to hole 9, another par 3 under 300 feet, under 250 feet. One of our shortest holes here on the course. Going to see a lot of different plays here. There is the ability to step further back on the tee pad, go for the wide line, but also to go up the middle. But going up the middle, you're going to see a lot of players almost go for a controlled speed because there is so much of a death putt, just drop off behind it. So if you're going up the middle, you're going to see players throw more of a flex line with a forehand. As Väinö throws a faster disc, are you hoping for it just to stick? Yep.
Just outside circle 1. You think he goes for it or he lays up?
He's on the left side of the basket there, so I think he should be okay.
I still think it's more of a death putt, but
Mhm.
we'll see what he chooses.
Yeah, if you're short at all here, that's really putting is not really much of an answer on your Scantron. You get to mark in.
I don't even know if they have Scantrons over there.
It might. I haven't filled out a Scantron in over a decade.
I don't want to ever see one again in my entire life.
I don't know if kids actually do Scantrons anymore. They don't even need the specific
think so.
pencils and stuff. Everything's on the internet.
And Ville with the same shot he did in round 2 and is right next to the basket pretty much. What shot would you throw here?
I think I would probably go for the wide shot.
Just because it's trusty?
Yeah, it's just a higher percentage. The chance that you're going to not miss that gap. But I like the flex forehand out of the hand up the middle to control that speed. I'm surprised we didn't see any players throw like a standstill backhand through the outside. Oh, as Väinö's just a little bit off and finds himself at a similar distance on the back. But yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a lot of, like, with the amount of touch and the amount of control and a lot of the backhand players that we've watched so far, no one's gone for that outside backhand as Väinö smashes that par putt coming back.
He's like, screw this. No more strokes. Yeah, I'm very surprised as well. We didn't see any more players go with the backhand up the middle, but I think it's just kind of more highly percentage to go around.
Yeah, the speed control I think is a little bit more difficult with the backhand.
I'll take my chances that it kicks up and rolls with a higher speed disc on a forehand there than hitting early tree.
Yeah. As we see Niklas just a little bit high there.
Good putt from Joonas.
Joonas quietly just the -4 here on the front 9.
Yeah, just making a little bit of lead.
Yeah.
And through.
2-stroke lead here on the card as we finish out the front 9. And that'll wrap it up here for our front 9 coverage here in the final round. As we see some of our players, being over par. Ville finding himself with a triple bogey there on 5, but definitely some other players shooting quite well, with the Joonas being -4 through 9. One off the pace there that we've seen in previous rounds.
It was a good front 9, I would say. Not too bad. I'd like
definitely
to
leaving room for that chase card, though.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Just a couple of those holes, I think you would attack a little bit differently, but they also got unfortunate.
You got to be pushing, but also you don't want to lose your spot here. But be sure to like and subscribe in this video. We will see you guys for the final 9 holes here at Tally.